Hallo and welcome to German Lessons with Mr. Ferguson. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Deutschunterricht mit Herrn Ferguson. Diese Stunde über die Zeitformen. This tenses lesson ist, wie man das Futur II benutzt. How to use the future perfect tense. Bevor wir anfangen, please remember to like this video. Bitte klickt gefällt mir and subscribe to my channel so that I can keep helping you with your German. Bitte vergesst nicht zu abonnieren. If you're enjoying my videos, please consider buying me a coffee by clicking the banner now. All donations are gratefully received and really do help me to continue bringing you new and updated German content, as well as keeping it free to access on YouTube. Thank you to those of you who have already contributed. Vielen Dank. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to form what is called the future perfect tense. The perfect tense is normally used to express a completed action, and the future tense is used to show us what will happen. The future perfect tense, therefore, can be used for two things. Primarily, it tells us what will have been done by a certain point in the future. It also allows us to express an assumption about a past tense action. So let's look at some examples in English. Firstly, let's look at things that will have been done by a certain point in the future. By tomorrow, I will have read this book. In 3 years' time, we will have moved house. Will he have done his homework by Monday? Notice that in these sentences we need to have a time phrase, usually with the word by, to indicate that we're talking about what will have happened by this certain point in the future. Without the time phrase, it could be insinuated that we're referring to a likely outcome of, or an assumption about, a past action. Let me explain with an example. You're waiting in the park for your friend, John, but he doesn't arrive. Your other friend, Lara, is worried that John hasn't arrived, but you reassure her. John will have missed his train, like always. The phrase, John will have missed his train, reflects the likely reason as to why John is late, and therefore demonstrates an assumption about a past event. John has already missed his train. In order to produce this tense in German, it's important that you remember the forms of werden, the auxiliary verb we use to mean will or going to. If you need a full recap on how to form the future tense in 4 different ways in German, you can go back and watch my video on this by clicking the banner now. The forms are ich werde, I will, du wirst, you will in an informal singular sense, sie, es, man wird, he, she, it, or one will. Wir werden, we will. Ihr werdet, you will in an informal plural sense. And sie oder sie werden. You will in a formal sense, or they will. It's also important to remember that the future tense will need to have an infinitive at the end of the clause. We'll come back to that later. To form the perfect tense, we use the shep word order of subject, helping verb, extra information, and past participle. If you need to recap how to use this tense, please go back and watch my perfect tense video by clicking the banner now. To combine the future and the perfect tenses, we have to do the following. We take all the components of a future tense sentence, so we have subject, form of werden, extra information, infinitive. Inside the extra information section is where we'll need to use the relevant past participle. The infinitive at the end of the clause that we mentioned earlier has to be the infinitive of the relevant helping verb that we would use with the past participle. So either haben or sein, depending on whether there's movement, a change of state, or whether we're using the verbs gewesen, meaning was, geblieben, meaning stayed, or geworden, meaning became. So, let's look at an example. I will have cooked my dinner. To form the main bulk of the sentence, we need subject, ich, form of werden, werde, extra information, mein Abendessen, past participle, as part of the extra information. Here, the past tense in English is cooked, and its German translation is gekocht, and the infinitive of the relevant helping verb. In this instance, there is no movement when cooking dinner, and so the verb we need here is haben. Ich werde mein Abendessen gekocht haben. I will have cooked my dinner. If you want to include phrases such as by, as in by a certain time, to indicate that we're talking about a future action rather than making an assumption about a past one, these will go at the start of the extra information section. In this case, by a certain time is bis and is used with the accusative case. Some useful phrases are bis morgen, by tomorrow. This can also mean see you tomorrow as a way of saying goodbye. Bis nächsten Montag, by next Monday. Bis nächste Woche, by next week. Bis 2050, by 2050. Bis 8 Uhr, by 8 o'clock. If you want to recap how to tell the time in German so that you can use it in these types of sentence, you can go back and watch that video by clicking this banner now. I will have cooked my dinner by 8 o'clock is therefore Ich werde bis 8 Uhr mein Abendessen gekocht haben. Now, let's translate the first three examples I gave, which relate to future tense actions which will have been completed by a certain point in time. By tomorrow, I will have read this book. Bis morgen werde ich dieses Buch gelesen haben. In 3 years' time, we will have moved house. In 3 Jahren werden wir umgezogen sein. Notice that moving house counts as movement or a change of state, so we use sein. Will he have done his homework by Monday? Wird bis Montag seine Hausaufgaben gemacht haben? In each of these sentences, we had to use inversion in order to retain accurate word order, because they started with a time phrase, as was the case with sentences 1 and 2, or they were a question, as was the case in sentence 3. If you need to recap inversion and other word order rules, you can do that by watching my word order video by clicking the banner now. Finally, let's look at our example which gives an assumption about the past. John will have missed his train, like always. John wird seinen Zug verpasst haben, wie immer. As there is no time phrase in this sentence, it's implied that we're referring to a past event. The only time I can think that you might want to use a time phrase when referring to a past event is when the past event is very close to the present, and you therefore might want to use the phrase by now, which, in German, is either inzwischen, literally meaning in between, mittlerweile, literally meaning meanwhile, or bis jetzt, literally until now. For example, he will have bought the t-shirt by now. Wird bis jetzt das T-Shirt gekauft haben. The final thing worth mentioning in this video is that you can also make an assumption about a past action using the modal verb müssen, which can be translated as must. As it's a modal verb, it too requires an infinitive at the end, and so works in exactly the same way as werden has in our previous examples. She must have gone into the shop. Sie muss in den Laden gegangen sein. And so, that's how to form the future perfect tense. It's a really nice way to be able to explain your concrete plans, particularly when you have a time frame in mind, hypotheses for the future, for example, what will have been invented by a certain point in time, or expressing assumptions about past events. If you've enjoyed this video, you can support my work by buying me a coffee at ko-fi.com/Herr Ferguson. Thanks in advance. Danke im Voraus. It's a good idea to pause the video now to recap what we've covered, including the future perfect tense word order of subject, form of werden, extra information, past participle, infinitive of helping verb. Habe ich etwas vergessen? If you're a native German speaker and think I've forgotten something important about the future perfect tense, please let me know in the comments. Bitte schreibt einen Kommentar. Also, please remember to click subscribe to receive all of my German lesson videos, language learning tips, and updates. You can also follow me on Instagram with the username Herr Ferguson and on Twitter under @Herr Ferguson. Otherwise, from me, it's Danke und auf Wiedersehen.